Welcome to Max Brick Studio. Today we have a list of the 10 most expensive Marvel minifigures and BigFigs. Now, that includes all of our BigFigs, our minifigures, but it does not include the nanofigs or the microfigs or trophies or statuettes. They got different names for them on Bricklink. So this list is going to be off of the superheroes list on Bricklink. And it will include all Marvel characters with the exception of Comic-Con figures. We're not messing with Comic-Con figures. They've gotten to the thousands of dollars now. I can't afford them. I'll never pay that much for them. But if you can, kudos to you for being able to do that. So we can't include those in here because I don't want to. And the other thing that we are not going to include is this guy right here. So this is M.O.D.O.K. And there is an older minifigure version of him on the right, and then there's a brick-built version. So the one on the left, they count it as a minifigure. There are special assemblies or brick-built figures that Bricklink has listed, like Fenris Wolf or the Sentinel, and they're listed separately. I don't know why M.O.D.O.K got the treatment to be a minifigure. He clearly is not. He is a brick-built figure. If you want to get him, he runs pretty expensive, so he would make the list in our top 10. But I'm not going to include him just because, to me, he is not a minifigure. That is a brick-built figure. That's a special assembly. So we are going to not include him on this list. But I do like him. I think he looks great. I really like what they did with him, going from the minifigure version of that older style to this. I think it portrays him much better. We do have two figures on our list that appear in the same set. If you want to leave a comment down and see if you can guess which one it is before we get to it, you can go ahead and see if you're right or wrong, see how you do. There is also, we have two characters that would be doubles, and I'll explain to them once we get to them, but they appear twice on the list as the same person that we get twice. As for the Comic-Con figures, going back to those, there is one affordable one that you can get. That is Red Guardian. He's in the Taskmaster ambush, and he is fairly inexpensive. He would actually not make this list. That's how inexpensive he is. But he is considered technically on the Comic-Con list, but you could get him off of Amazon at the time that they were introducing that set. Also not on this list is going to be the Spider-Man version with Tobey Maguire. Those are listed as an SPD, which is Spider-Man, on Bricklink. They're not listed in the superheroes. A lot of those probably would make the list. They are pretty expensive, but they're listed separate. So going down, they're not even listed in the Marvel comics. So when you go into a search on Bricklink, they will list the superhero figures and then put Marvel comics in like a subcategory that you can search by, and they don't even have those Spider-Mans in there. So Bricklink is funny on how they do. So some of the juniors aren't listed in some of them on how they do it, but they do have a superhero number for the minifigure. So that's how that works. Going through my list, I did this all yesterday. So this was November 15th of 2022. I reviewed my list again today just to make sure everything was still the same. And we only had one figure that the price changed on it, but it was not in the list. There is one figure. So going through there's about 470 some. I think we're at 477 right now. We're getting close to 500 minifigures total, not including Comic-Con. But so about 477. There is only one figure that does not have a new listing. It's listed as used. There's a couple used ones. See if you can guess what it is. Leave a comment down below and see if you could guess which figure it is. It's kind of on the list, but it's not the same version. So after you watch everything, if you think you can guess which one it might be, you could pick it out if you know your Lego figures for Marvel. But I'll make sure that we go over that one at the end. It's interesting that no one doesn't have any new ones listed. I don't know. It's not too old, but it's not too old. It's something. So our list also today is going to be listed in US dollars. If you're shopping in Europe or anywhere else, pretty much everything is less expensive than the US for some reason. You guys got it made, depending on how your dollar converts and all that. But here in America, man, some of these guys are expensive, and I'm glad that I didn't have to pay full price for them. On these, a lot of them I got for my sets on sale back in the day. So I'm really happy about that. And without further ado, let's get to our list, and let's get on here with number 1. All right, first up is our 10th most expensive minifigure, and it is going to be Green She-Hulk, and she was released in 2017. And if you want to buy her right now, brand new on Bricklink, it is $51, and you would have to look up minifigure number SH373. She came in the Hulk versus Red Hulk set, so that is number 10, starting right off the bat here at $51. And next up is going to be number 9. All right, our 9th minifigure on the list is standing so incredibly still that you cannot see him. It is Drax. He's not actually there. We could see him the whole time. So number 9, Drax. His minifigure number is SH125, and he came out in 2014 in the Milano Spaceship Rescue. That was set number 76021, and he's newest one, lowest, $54.98 for Drax. I was a little surprised by this guy making the list. I wasn't expecting Drax to be on here. So he is our 9th most expensive minifigure. Number 8, I don't think I was surprised by this one, just with the headdress piece, and that is going to be Hela, which is Thor's sister, and her minifigure number is SH406. She came out in 2017 in the Ultimate Battle for Asgard, and that is set number 76084, out in 2017 with that set. So she starts at $54.99, 1 penny higher than Drax, but it does separate them. So if you want to buy her new right now, you're looking at $54.99 in the US for Hela. All right, coming in at number 7 on the list is another entry of Drax. So he makes it in his blue pants this time. His minifigure number is SH387, and he came out in 2017 in the Milano versus the Obelisk, and that was set number 76081, and he is at $55 on Bricklink, brand new in the US, and that is 1 penny higher than Hela. So we have 3 pennies separating 7, 8, 9, but that is our second version of Drax for him, and that is our duplicate double kind of minifigure that made this list. I've got to say, I was surprised that Drax made it not only once, but twice. But if you're going to want this guy, you're looking at about $55 plus shipping on these. We're not including any shipping on these guys, but just the price that you got to pay for them where they're at. So that is number 7. All right, coming in at number 6. I was surprised that I didn't see more of these, but it is a big fig, and it is Red Hulk. And I'm a little surprised that we didn't have more big figs. This is the only one that made it. The rest are minifigures. The top 5 are minifigures. But Red Hulk, he is in a double set along with Green She-Hulk. They both came in the same set back in 2017 at 76078 Hulk versus Red Hulk. And if you're going to want this guy new in the US, he is at $65, and his minifigure number is SH370. So $65 for this guy, brand new on Bricklink, and he is number 6. Moving on to number 5, and I would spend 10 hours talking about this guy if I could, because he is my absolute favorite minifigure out of all minifigures. That includes Star Wars, Marvel, Ninjago, anything. This is my favorite minifigure. He is number 5 on our list, and it is Silver Centurion. This is the only minifigure that had printing on all sides. He had the most printing of any minifigure for so long until they introduced the collectible minifigures not too long ago. So the Captain America Falcon had printing everywhere, I believe. Gamora did maybe. There was a couple in there that really had a lot of printing, but this guy had the most for the longest time. My absolute favorite figure. If someone ever asks me, what's your favorite figure? This guy's getting the answer. It's quite easy. And he is minifigure number SH232. Now, when you search this guy on Bricklink, be careful of pricing because he is listed individually as a minifigure and he's listed as a polybag. He was given out in a promotional with video games. The minifigure individually is actually more expensive than getting the polybag. So the polybags are actually less. So when you're doing searching for buying stuff, make sure you're being thrifty and doing all your research to save yourself some money because you're going to save about $40 when you're doing this. So Silver Centurion SH232, he was in the polybag 5002946. This was back in 2016 and new. The lowest one you could find new right now in polybag or just a minifigure is $67.50. So he's on our number 5 for our top 10 so far. My favorite minifigure, and he's going to set you back a couple of pennies there. All right, number 4 is going to be Quicksilver. I was a little surprised by this guy being on there. Not much bring to him. Very simple character. Didn't get much screen time in the movies, but for some reason, he's up there. So in at number 4 is Quicksilver. His minifigure number is SH180, and he is $69.99. He was in the Hydra Fortress Smash set, which was a pretty small set. The set number was 76041, and it was in 2015. So I don't know if this set was going to be pulled early from the shelves or retired early. I don't know. I felt like it was pretty easy. I got it as soon as it came out. Back then, in 2015, 16, 17, we were kind of in the golden age of Marvel minifigures, man. I was just having a blast collecting these. They had all kinds of great stuff. So, really good time. After, and man, it's really died off with minifigures. But those years, great. So, Quicksilver in at $69.99, and that'll set you back a little bit. And let's get on to our next guy. All right, we are into our top 3, and if you want to take a guess on who the top 3 are before we go any further in this, put your guesses down in the comments. See if you can see what the top 3 most expensive Marvel minifigures are. And I really wanted to do this list and stuff that you could afford to collect if you want to. And that's kind of the whole idea for me on collecting minifigures. Is something that is attainable. I do know that there's some rare stuff out there, and that's great that they do that. It is just not within my budgetary constraints. So number 3 is going to be our first and only Iron Man. A little surprised I didn't have more Iron Mans on here. And this is the Iron Man in his spacesuit, his white spacesuit. I believe it's called Gemini in movies, or Star Boost. I think there's a couple different names for him. But it's just listed as Iron Man Space on Bricklink. His minifigure number is SH229. He was in the Avenged Space Mission, which was set number 76049 back in 2016. And brand new on Bricklink in the US, if you want to get this guy, $74.99. That's how much he'll set you back. And that is our Iron Man spacesuit. All right, number 2, I actually thought was going to be number 1. I'm actually surprised by who number 1 is. But number 2 is going to be not Iron Man, but his good buddy, Iron Patriot. So this was in a polybag giveaway on getting a game, the Lego Marvel Avengers game back in the day. That was 2013. So he is our oldest one on the list. The polybag number was 30168, and the minifigure number is SH084. So when you're searching these, search both. One might be less, one might be more than the other. But the lowest one that you could get for this would in the US would be $80.99 for Iron Patriot, and he is he's one of my favorite. He's not my favorite. I mean, he's okay, but he's top 10. Silver Centurion, easy top 1. Iron Patriot, somewhere in the top 10, I'm sure. But that is our number 2. And without further ado, let's get to our number 1 most expensive Lego Marvel minifigure. Okay, number 1, I would have never have guessed. I wouldn't even have probably been close. No, I wouldn't even been close. So number 1 was found in Spider-Man's Ultimate Bridge Battle. And this was in 2016. That was set number 76057. If I was going to take a guess, I'm like thinking of that set. I'm like, we got Kraven the Hunter in there. He was pretty good. There's Scorpion in there. Those were kind of exclusive to those. So maybe one of them. But I would have not have thought of Scarlet Spider. Minifigure number SH274. Lowest one, brand new, on Bricklink, is going to be $82.91. That is the most expensive Lego Marvel minifigure. That is not Comic-Con. Those are going to run you thousands of dollars, but this guy really surprised me at being number 1. Looking at Kraven in them, they were kind of around $30. I think Kraven was like $40. Scorpion was maybe $20. I think there's an Aunt May in there that might be exclusive to it. Maybe another set. But Scarlet Spider coming in at number 1, $82.91. And so at the beginning of this video, we discussed about a minifigure with no new minifigures listed. So Scarlet Spider in Mighty Micros does not have a new figure listed for sale on Bricklink. They're only used ones, which, okay, why? There's a bunch of other Mighty Micros that are listed that have new ones and used one. Why just Scarlet Spider? I don't know, but she is the only one. So going through all 470 plus minifigures, that was the only one that did not have a new figure listed. So what did you think about the list? Were you kind of expecting this? Were you on point with any of your guesses? And how did you do? So that is our top 10, and we will see you guys later.